Nam yo ho ning ge ko 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 nam yo ho ning ge.
Hi, I'm Margaret, and this is the website where we take Buddhist philosophy and practice and apply it to the problems of everyday life. And this week we're going to be dealing with how do I deal with my fear about the pandemic? Now, we all know we're dealing with a difficult time, and difficult times are just part of the human journey. And such times are potent with possibilities. We can either choose to grow and discover a larger version of ourselves, or we can fall into fear, choose to contract and retreat into being a victim of the situation. It really depends on how we view the situation and use it. It can shake you, or you can shape it. Napoleon Hill, success writer, says, every adversity has the seeds of an equal or greater benefit. So what might be some of the seeds of benefit in our current situation? One of these benefits is to strengthen our faith. Can you believe that the mystic law that creates and maintains the cosmos is working to produce something better during this time? I believe that this is what we're seeing. The old ways that have divided us, that have not been working, are melting down. But the new life hasn't emerged yet. I think that mankind is in a position of the caterpillar going through the transformation of becoming a butterfly. That as a species, we're developing a different level of consciousness. That we're on the verge of taking a big evolutionary leap. One indicator is the beginning of a new developing awareness that we're all part of a common global community. When China starts giving respirators to another country, as they have recently, it's an acknowledgement that we are all fighting a common enemy that doesn't respect national borders, and that we need to help one another. We've started to collaborate. If this emerging awareness translates into the nations continuing to help with world problems, rather than fighting and competing, a different consciousness can emerge. We can work through collaboration rather than competition, through inclusivity and love rather than division and separation. When mankind unites to deal with common problems, watch out. Anything becomes possible. Another seed of a greater benefit is that we're learning how quickly the environment can be cleared. According to my local paper yesterday morning, since we've been distancing from one another, the skies have cleared above China. Perhaps seeing this will encourage us to believe that we can, in fact, do something about global warming and unite in our global community to deal with this threat to our species. Now, we've seen a couple of ways there might be a global leap, but there's also the possibility of individual leaps. And an important part of those leaps is for each of us to fully develop the connection we have with that infinite mind, life itself. As Buddhists, we know about that connection through our Buddha nature. Every day, we've been practicing using that connection to overcome difficult circumstances in our lives, gradually learning that circumstances don't control us, but that we can overcome them, that we have a power within that's more than any circumstance we might face. I truly believe that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, and as such, when we fully recognize the capacities of that diamond we have within, and learn how to master our minds by changing the mental and emotional patterns which limit us from using it fully, then we will have firmly put our hand on the rudder of our lives and our world will change. Another seed of a benefit from this time is that our forced slowdown means that we have time to go inward. Each of you is absolutely unique, and this time of reflection might identify and bring to light the amazing gifts each of you have to offer the world. So, how do we handle the fear of the pandemic? The first step is to notice what you're thinking. Are you thinking fearful, contractive thoughts or empowering, expansive thoughts? You're going to know by your feelings. Is the pandemic an apparent bad, or can it be an apparent good? I guess it depends on how we look at it. Then neutralize the negative thoughts by accepting the fact that the pandemic is what it is. There's no point in fighting it, it just is. Do you remember when you were in school and you took math? The teacher gave you problems every time you came into class, and you learned to use the invisible laws of math to solve those problems. Now, our lives are our curriculum, and we're living in a training ground to learn how to work with the universe in dealing with life concerns that come up. So what can each of us learn in these circumstances? One thing is not to give way to fear. Guard your mind. Look for things that bring you joy. Look for beauty. Get off CNN, where all is doom and gloom. Don't deny the facts, but look at them squarely. The pandemic is bigger than any of us, so let go and accept it for what it is. We can't change the situation, but we can change who we are in it and use it to become stronger. And this is exactly what our Buddhist training has been teaching us. You might ask, what do I do if I can't pull myself out of my fearful thoughts? According to Mary Morrissey, a transpersonal teacher, she says, how about scheduling a time 3 days hence when you will sit down for half an hour and write down all of the bad thoughts you've been having. Until then, when they come up, remind yourself that they can wait until your pity party. Between now and then, brainstorm any good, any benefit that might come out of this situation. What can I do today with what I have? Our Buddhist training is for ourselves and others. Does someone around you need support? Is there a neighbor who needs groceries? Give them a ring and ask if you can pick up something. Do you need to check in on long-lost family members? Do the people around you need encouragement? Here in my town, one street is having nightly singing, everyone standing on their own front porch. Another street had a dinner party, each family sitting in their own yard, but they were able to converse with one another, albeit a little more loudly than usual. We can each be a light to others. FaceTime and Zoom can connect us with friends and people we love. Well, what then about the fear of falling ill? Well, we all know that there's a mind-body connection. We blush when we're embarrassed, for example. Let's use our thoughts to support our body, telling it that we have strong immunity, that it's whole, healthy, and functioning perfectly. And then, of course, do the common sense things which we're being told to do. Wash our hands, maintain distance, etc. And anticipate the good things are going to happen in your life. Remember that even during the Great Depression, with all the breadlines, there were still more millionaires made than any other time. So any given circumstance can collapse us, or we can take charge and use those circumstances to expand our lives. This might be a good time to create a vision for your next 12 months. What you would love to have happen in your life. Make it specific. Chant for it, and then start taking small actions each day from where you are with what you have towards your vision. Then there's something positive to work for rather than obsessing about the pandemic. So in summary, today we looked at some possible benefits arising out of this turbulent time, which can lead to a global evolutionary leap. And then we looked at how each of us might use this time to develop our faith, to strengthen our connection with the universe. And we discussed how we might self-reflect and discover our own unique contribution to the world. We talked about how to handle fear of the pandemic, to use our Buddhist practice to become stronger, and different ways to support other people. We talked about how to use our thoughts to support our health, and finally, to create a vision for a year from now and start taking small steps to move it forward. So here are some URLs that are going to be related vlogs. The first, did you know your life is your curriculum? Number 2, do you let circumstances control what you do? And third, do you know why it's important to master your mind? And as always, thank you so much for your comments and suggestions for topics. I'm going to look forward to seeing what you say next. and I'll see you in 2 weeks.